Hello class, this is a video tutorial on the application of percentages. In this video, we're just going to be looking at how percentages apply to GST and VAT. Goods and service tax, GST, and value added tax, VAT, are an added percentage to almost all products or services. Essentials such as bread, eggs, flour, etc., these are actually exempt, or another way of saying it, that these do not apply to these taxes. In Australia, the listed prices that we see almost always already include this 10% GST. For other countries, the VAT, the value added tax percentage, it varies and it differs whether the listed price already has the VAT or it doesn't include the VAT. So in these four sets of examples, rather straightforward, we're going to pretend that we are in Australia and that these listed prices do not have the GST included. So I repeat, these don't have GST included, even if in Australia these are already listed. So here we go. So part one to this, if we want to find the GST that we need to pay, we just simply find 10%, because remember GST is 10%, 10% of the listed price. So 0.1 times the amount. Well, this is rather straightforward. 10% of $100 is $10. So 0.1 times 100, $10. But now for part two, so the listed price is $100. This doesn't include GST. We're now going to add on that $10. So $100 plus that 10, whoops, we actually would have to pay at the counter $110. Rather straightforward there. Let's do this one again. So let's say we have a $1,380 phone. Once again, we need to find the GST for this one. So we're looking for 0.1 times the listed price. And the interesting with 10%, all we really need to do is divide this amount by 10. Okay, so we can simply find that. You could use a calculator, but dividing this by 10, we would just drop that 0 and go and give us that $138. Oops, that's part one. And for part two, we just need to add this 10% on to the listed amount, 1380 plus 138. Doing it this way to make it easier without the calculator. 8, 1, 4, 5, 1. So the final price we'd have to pay is 1518. And there we go. Now, another way you could do this is you could work these questions backwards. So in these first two examples, I found the GST first, the 10%, and then I added that on to the original price. If you would like to, you could actually find the final price first by multiplying this by 1.1. So I'll demonstrate to you what we mean. So it's going to be 1.1 or 110% times 29900. So we're immediately increasing this by 10%. Whoops. So 1.1 times 29900. So this amount that you see is the increased amount. So 32890. So this is already the final price. And then now if you want to find the GST, you could just find 10%, Or you could subtract the final price by the original price. So we take this, 29900. So that 10% was just the difference from the increased price, or the GST plus original. And if you subtract the original, we are left with just the GST. Let's do that example again. Let's increase it first. So it's going to be 1. Well, if you were confused about that 1.1, 1.1 is 110% times 570. My my iPad calculator here can't do percentages. You can try in your calculator. 110% with the symbol times the 570. You will get the same answer as this. 1.1 times 570. So you can try using the percentage symbol. You will get that increased amount, 627. And you can reverse this process now. 627 minus the original will give you the difference in that 10%. And so that gives you $57 as that GST. Okay, so yes, this is how you can work with percentages and apply it to a real world scenario. So just to recap, you could find the GST first and then increase the original, or using 1.1 or 110%, you could find the final increase price and then work backwards to find the GST. So I hope that gave you an insight into applications of GST. Hope to see you in the next video, and best of luck.